Da Vinci is a world-famous scientist from Italy, known for her genius across all kinds of fields. In the Fate series, she managed to manifest herself as none other than the Mona Lisa. But here's the thing, Da Vinci has this funny little habit. After taking a bath, she'll often walk around naked without any clothes on, completely ignoring whoever's around. Why? Because she sometimes forgets she looks like a woman. So yeah, this week let's just chill and talk about random funny moments like this. I've been doing a lot of research-heavy videos lately, and honestly, I'm tired. Let's keep it light and share some hilarious stuff about FGO characters. You see, there are so many little goofy moments like this thanks to the wildly different antics of the characters in FGO. So let's see some of it. Talking about calm-looking women who are actually chaotic inside, like Da Vinci, reminds me of Martha's hilarious situation where she just couldn't resist wanting to punch Mephistopheles simply because he looks like a devil. Sure, he's kinda evil and definitely has some questionable behavior, but Martha's sudden anger is totally out of the blue. She's mad just from looking at him. No real reason at all. It's so funny if you imagine it. She just stands there quietly, stares at Mephi for a second, and then yells while her fist is ready to be thrown, itching to knock him out. There's a funny little moment involving the King of the Knights. Turns out Tristan isn't exactly Artoria's favorite during meetings. Why? Because she can't tell if he's actually paying attention or just straight up sleeping. Honestly, with his eyes always closed like that, who can blame her? And it gets even better, knowing that there was this one time when Tristan joined a parade on horseback with the other knights and King Arthur. During the parade, everything seemed normal and fine. They all looked dignified, calm, and epic. Turns out, Tristan was asleep the whole ride and no one even noticed. Now, switching to another version of Artoria, Caster Artoria once said she has nothing much to say about Oberon, but then immediately complained about how he keeps ordering honeydew melons in the cafeteria. Not because he likes them, well, she's not even sure he does, but just to annoy everyone since the melons are super rare and crazy expensive for their size. It gets even funnier when you remember Oberon's usual habits. He's always borrowing money, whether it's asking others to treat him or promising to pay the vendor later. Queen of Sheba reveals in her interlude that he owes money to Beni Enma, Vlad III, Europa, Ishtar, Miss Crane, Nightingale, Kama, and even Munier and Karna. So Caster Artoria is probably mad because Oberon keeps borrowing money from people to buy overpriced melons he might not even like, just to spite everyone with how rare and expensive the fruit is. Let's talk about another Artoria, or at least a Saberface, Mysterious Heroine X. X really can't stand sabers. She even wants them to change their class name to something like Attacker or Swordsman, just to make her life easier. Now, her attitude toward Fujimaru is perfectly fine. She's obedient and treats her master well. But this little troublemaker has a sneaky side. She'll unlock the Saber card's lock in the inventory whenever she gets the chance. Why? So when masters try to burn fully leveled spirit origins, they'll accidentally end up burning sabers too. And get this, her Bond CE is literally her hit list. Not only is she still gunning for saber faces like Artoria and Nero, but her saber hate is so over the top that she's targeting non-saber faces like Shiki and Siegfried too. The CE description even says she's been wandering Chaldea's halls, muttering about eliminating sabers, listening to recordings of her madness mantra to kill all sabers while sleeping. The funniest part? Shiki's file in her hit list is stamped with failure instead of top secret. What a disaster, but in the best way possible. Now on to Gilgamesh. Caster Gil says he doesn't feel like he has the right to say much to Enkidu, but let's be real. He doesn't stick to that sentiment at all. Why? Because Enkidu is always up to something, and Gilgamesh ends up having to step in. There was this one time Enkidu told Gilgamesh to take a break since he'd been working too hard. Gil agreed and was ready to relax. But then Enkidu was like, "Cool, I'm heading to the North Pole to look for polar bears." So instead of resting, Gil had to deal with this disturbing idea. Yeah, that whole "I won't say anything to Enkidu" thing didn't last long. Mash has this funny line in the Master Mission column where she sometimes says, when you claim St. Quartz fragments. It reminds me of when we were kids, and our friends, usually the girls, would play house. Whenever we bought something, they'd pretend to ring it up and make sound effects. Mash's line feels exactly like that. It's like she's playing with the St. Quartz fragments as if they're part of a little game. Maybe in her head it's like running them through a cashier, which is why she makes that sound effect. And at the end, she insists she totally isn't playing with important resources. Honestly, it's so much like little kids who get caught messing with something important and just flat out deny it. The New Year 2018 patch even gave her an extra cute moment where she hums "Twinkle Twinkle Little Star" and freaks out when she realizes you're watching her. Mash. It's fine, just keep playing. It really makes me realize how Mash never had a normal childhood. She didn't get to play games with friends, act spoiled, or even play house. Her life was all about experimented, reading books, eating candy, and watching movies or documentaries with only Dr. Roman. It's kind of bittersweet, honestly. God damn it, I was just talking about funny stuff, but somehow it turned into something sad. You know what? Let's move on. Sometimes interludes aren't just extensions of a character's serious, conflict-heavy stories. Occasionally, you get some absolutely hilarious or completely random moments turned into conflicts. One perfect example is Berserker Lancelot's second interlude. The whole thing is about Dr. Roman being ridiculously curious about what's under Lancelot's helmet. He even uses a simulation to throw tougher and tougher enemies at you, trying to wear him down. Things get out of hand when Roman accidentally activates a Gilgamesh simulation. After all that chaos, when Mash finally admits they just wanted to see his face, Lancelot calmly takes off his helmet. Problem solved, right? Nope. Thanks to his other noble phantasm, for someone's glory, they still can't see his face because it's completely blurred out. Classic. Here's another one. Lancer Artoria's interlude happens because Merlin's messing around with her dreams. The whole thing basically turns into various servants, bullying her into admitting how much she cares about the protagonist. And since she's a king with that classic royal mentality, all the ones bullying her are kings from different kingdoms and nations. First, Fionn shows up and tries to run off with the protagonist, but Artoria quickly steps in and attacks him. When Fionn asks who Fujimaru will choose, they pick Artoria. She gets all flustered. Basically, he's trying to push Artoria to admit she actually likes humans. Then Romulus shows up and starts giving her a lecture about being afraid of her own power. After the fight, he takes it a step further by goading the protagonist into shouting, "I love Artoria" at full volume. It's basically his way of showing Artoria that humans genuinely care about her. Finally, Gilgamesh and Ozymandias make an appearance. Unlike the others, though, they're just there to mess around and troll her. Thank God, after all the bullying, she actually manages to come to grips with humanity again. Talking about these super powerful beings reminds me of this one moment with Karna. Turns out Fujimaru and Karna, of all people, have their own special handshake. It's kinda weird because on the surface, Karna doesn't seem like the type to care about stuff like that. What makes it even funnier is the phrase they say during it. Fujimaru actually gets Karna to say, "Hey yo Chaldeluxe," while doing a high five. Both of them are totally hyped about their greeting, while Mash is over here all upset because she had no idea such a wonderful greeting even existed. What do you think? Of course, there are tons more of these random hilarious moments we probably don't even know about yet. So let me know your favorite moments down in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.